team coordination goes so much further than individual skills. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I'm not, again, that being said, I'm not saying individual skills are not important because that shit's super important. But sometimes, most times, what's more important is can we use our individual skills and build upon them so we can be a greater whole? Another way to think about this is Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Rest in peace, Tommy. Mwah, favorite Ranger. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, like, individually, they were all kind of like, okay, they had their own, like, powers, and they had their own Zord, and they're all kind of cool, and, you know, at first, like, they tried to, like, fist fight by their own without, like, morphing, but then, you know, one would get in trouble and have to call their other friends, and so now they're all morphed together, and they're all trying to fight the putties or whatever bad guy, and if they couldn't do it, what was the next thing? They had to call their Zords. But did you ever see an individual Zord fight by themselves? No, you never saw the Tyrannosaurus Rex, like, fight by themselves. I think you did see the Green Ranger fight by himself because he was really dope, but that's a whole different story because he was created to be evil by Rita Repulsa, but that's a whole different story if you want to get down that train. But you never saw, like, the saber-toothed tiger or the woolly mammoth fight by themselves. No. In fact, what did they always say? They'd say, it's morphin' time, and then what they would do? They would make the Megazord. And the Megazord was exponentially stronger than, like, an individual Zord. Like, a Zord, right? Hell yeah, this is boner analogy. Oh, boomer, boner, my god. Absolutely. Like, have you ever, and then, what did they need? They needed it all together to make the sword, right? Like, that was the entire thing. Like, you needed all of them to come together to make the Zord to be stronger. In the same way of everybody on a team brings their own individual talents. I'll bring it back to you. I got you, AJ. I got you. Or, okay, another boomer analogy. You ready? Another boomer analogy. Okay. The Backstreet Boys. Everybody loves the Backstreet Boys, right? Versus NSYNC. Okay, NSYNC versus Backstreet Boys, another boomer thing. Thanos, another one, right? Very good with the stones. But the Backstreet Boys. Have you ever seen an individual Backstreet Boy by themselves? No. They were terrible individually. The only, like, boy band dude that made it was, like, Justin Timberlake. You did it, dude. But an individual Backstreet Boy, you never heard of them, right? Nick Lachey or Nick Carter. You never heard of Nick Carter doing his own thing. In fact, I don't even know individual Backstreet Boys. All I know is that they were grouped together and they were made classic hits and they were amazing. So there's that. So the psychology between what I'm talking about with Backstreet Boys, with the Power Rangers, all of these things is, yes, each person on a team, player, coach, support staff, what have you, they all have their individual talents. They all have their individual perspectives, beliefs, things they're good at, all these things. But that being said, they're much stronger when you add them all together versus relying on their individual talents alone. So I think that's where people get mistaken of, I'm the most powerful person on the team. And you may well be, but you're nothing without these other people next to you. May that be life. May that be a community. May that be your team. All of the above. Absolutely. Committing on team mental model. That's what we're talking about here.